We're going to cover the last part of the 454 rebuild. We have some modifications to do yet, and it did fire. And I was really impressed that it was just one touch of the key, and it was click, 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 and all of a sudden it just rolled over. And it was a rocking and a rolling, so the lifter's pumped up. We need to take a little bit of lash out of it yet, so I'm going to have to take it apart again and get some of the lash tightened up. I didn't tighten it too tight because you can pinch a lifter, pinch a rod. There's a lot of stuff you can do. You can actually send a rod out through the valve cover if they're too damn loose. So I tightened them down to a moderate, and they might pump up overnight. I have had that happen, but we need to go to the salvage yard. We need some nuts and bolts yet and different things, and that's really what salvage yards are good for. I tried to get a condenser. I ended up having to get a new one. I got it out of the salvage yard, and it was a piece of shit. The fittings wouldn't come apart. So I'm going to spend the afternoon, the rest of it till it gets dark, cleaning all this bullshit up, and I'll prep the new fender, get the new fender and primer. But that's what it looks like. We had all our wires, we labeled them. I can pull the tape off of them. She's perfect. No knocks in the bottom end. I revved it. I don't have enough antifreeze. I really went broke with this and getting stuck by these jackasses up from this Lake Harmony area up there. I'm hoping the bullshit stops. I'm going to make it public about it very shortly on Facebook and that. I like to take revenge, especially Dennis Campbell and John Chivarella. They like to hide in the trees up there in Lake Harmony, Pennsylvania, and stick us contractors. Well, I got news for them. There's other remedies. But first remedy was getting the baby here. I really worked hard on this, and this is the rewards. I don't know what happened to the standpipe, the vent pipe for the thing. You always lose something. I mean, god damn it. I didn't lose a nut or a freaking bolt. Everything went back together. As you get older, you get more patience. And we should have an extra, maybe, these were stock. They were only about 300 horsepower motors. And we have about 100 horsepower. We did a little bit to the throttle body and some other things there. There were some other mods we did. We have the plug-in computer chip yet. I don't have that on there yet. I want to make sure nothing's leaking, the heater core's not leaking. I have other priorities before I go souping it up. This is how I disconnect them, because I found out that if you want to pull that apart, it's asinine. This is the easiest method, and then I'm going to put the plastic shield and stuff on it. So there is a lot of work here, but I found out mostly everything on the truck works. The climate system seems like it's shot. So I'm going to have to pull the climate out of it. I'll just get a new one out at the salvage yard. That stuff the salvage yard's good for. You know, for 40 bucks I can get 2 or 3 of them and try them out and see which one works. But new radiators in, new condenser, new everything. Like I said, I really should have went to the boneyard by most people's standards, but not by mine. Not for a good heavy older truck like this, that they don't rot off the frame like the new ones do. You go out and spend 40, 50 grand for that new peanut brittle, especially them Jeeps. They might be assembled out in Ohio, but every goddamn thing on them is made over in China, and it rots right off. Tie rod ends fall off, ball joints fall out, A-frame arms and the frame rusts through within 3 to 5 years. You don't even make your last payment, and you don't get anything out of them. This old battle tank, that'll till I'm dead, that thing will be running now. It was put the right way, and that's my forte. These old Silverados, you can't kill them if you rebuild them right, and you use better quality parts and stuff. So there you have it. We'll put the bumper back on it and stuff soon. I got a lot of stuff to tighten up yet. I just wanted to make sure the motor ran, and before you go tightening and cranking everything and you find out you got to take something back apart. So we're going to go over every nut and bolt in her and make sure she's copacetic. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll give you another update once the air cleaner's on and everything's, squared away. We'll take it down the road and maybe make a video of that.